What's going on, guys? It's Eric with Hooked Off the Grid. I'm doing this video again. I've done the Devil's River one time and I really like what I took the first time, so I'm not changing too much, but I did change a few things, so I'm just going to go through it again a second time for you guys just so you know what changes I made. And then we're doing the trip again in August, so hopefully by the third time I'll figure out what I liked, what I didn't like. We'll run through it real quick. Check this out. So notice last trip, which if you're gonna do the GoPro thing, I'm taking 6 batteries in case it doesn't charge my batteries in time. That happened last time and I ran out of batteries, so my cameras ended up shutting off, so I'm taking extra batteries this time. I also am switching to the hammock. The last time we went, we slept on rock, and it wasn't bad the first 2 nights, but by the third night, my back was just shot. I didn't want to do anything. I mean, I was hurting bad, so I figured this time I'd give the hammock a shot, and I can decide the third time which one I like better. Also for food, alright guys, so this is the... Man, to be honest, I'll leave the link in bio because I know it's a pocket rocket. I don't know what brand. I think MSR or I think it's the MSR. I can't remember, to be honest. But it is called a pocket rocket. You can get it on Amazon. Love this. It doesn't heat up as fast as a jet boil, but it's awesome because you just put it on here, boil some water in the pot that it comes with. This whole setup comes with 2 cups. 2 of these to eat out of. I never use them because all I do is boil the water, throw it in this. This is freeze-dried food, Mountain House. I've got chicken teriyaki, spaghetti, chicken fajita. They've even got breakfast. But that's what I'm doing. So I heat up the water in there. I dump it in here. I don't got to clean nothing other than my eating utensils, and these come with it as well. So I love this item. Like I said, it's not as fast as a jet boil, but I love it because it has everything I need. When you're done, throw that in there. It's also got the type of metal that it's made out of cools down really fast. I don't know what's on it, but it cools down super fast, so none of this melts or burns or anything. So you throw that in there, your utensils are in there. Throw this bowl on top because I never use them, so I never had to clean them. Put it in there. Throw your lid on, and you're done. You're good to go. All you have to clean is your eating utensils. I'm taking 2 fuels. Last time I went, this is the same one. I don't feel like I even used a quarter, but you know, you never know. Friend may need one. We may run out. You never know what's going to happen out there. Better to be prepared. So I'm taking 2 just in case. I've also got one of these for every night. Putting everything, by the way, in case you're wondering, seal line bags. Love these things. I've put everything in them, from phones, cell phones, laptops, man, you name it. I mean, we've had GoPro items in here. I've thrown them in the water. The cool thing about them is you throw all your stuff in there, get all the air out the best you can. You fold it up. More than this, obviously, I'm just being quick with it. You snap it, and then if it falls in the water, it floats. Also has this, so you can strap it to your boat if you want to. It's going to be in my hatch, so I'm not going to worry about that. Everything, again, is going to go in the hatch. I don't have it packed yet. I just want to go over it. We don't leave till Friday, so I want to go over this one more time before I leave. Today's Wednesday, so I've got Thursday to go over it, and then Friday, right before I leave, I'm going to do it all again. Taking a really thin sleeping bag. I don't know if I'll need it in a hammock. I'm just going to kind of use it as just a blanket more than anything. Don't know if I'm taking the net. I've got my straps here. Those are going to be for the coolers like I did last year. I didn't take this last year, but I plan on using it. I love this cup holder that Jackson gives you. It's freaking awesome, so I'm going to take it this year. Tape, again, you never know if you're going to break a paddle or anything, or a hole. I mean, you might get a hole in your boat. The tape is not going to fix the hole. It's not going to help it at all, but hey, better than nothing, man. I mean, it's worth a shot, so I'm taking it anyway. I've got my waterproof box. This is where I'll keep probably my cell phone, because we are doing river bassing up until September, so I like to have my cell phone handy to get pictures of those fish. Hopefully I can upgrade. Just a tip. So the last time I did the Devils, if you watched that video, if you didn't, go through my videos, it's in there. But if you watched it, I lost one of my planos. One thing I changed this year is, you'll notice it's not going anywhere. That's as far out as it can go. I strapped it down with just some thin wire. They do make retractable kits so that wire's not hanging. I just use fishing line. They do make retractable ones so that wire's not in your way. It doesn't bother me. Cheap, easy. I'm only going to use it on this trip anyway, so that's what I'm using for this trip so I don't lose it. Fish strips, same thing. I just cut some rope. That's going to be there. Leashes are all going to be in the same spot. Attached to the boomstick, attached to the camera, attached to the reel blaze and the camera as well. Same, I'm keeping it pretty much everything the same. If you're doing this trip, make sure to have river shoes. I always take river shoes because I don't like walking in flip-flops. It's too hard. I like being in tennis shoes. Still going to have my paddle leash. I never use that on any trips I do except this one. You never know. If you flip, you don't want to be chasing your paddle or be going downstream without it. Also downsized my plastics. Everything's going to be in this little bag. This is all I'm taking. I'd never done the Devils, so I took my whole tackle box last time. And come to find out, there's a ton of grass out there. So just a word of advice, if you're going to go out there, weedless, plastic, top water. You don't want anything that's going to get hung up because there is so much hydrilla, so much grass. Just like I said, weedless, top water, things like that is what you're going to want. This I've been kicking around. I don't know if I'm going to take this or not. So it's still up in the air. For the most part, everything is pretty much the same though. I'm taking a frog tog just in case. I'm also taking a tarp, which I don't have here yet. But just in case it rains, I'm going to put that tarp over the hammock. I'm taking 3 poles this time. Last time I took 2. Pray, please. I've had bad luck with some rods here lately. I've broken this one 3 times, had it replaced 3 times. I had to replace this rod as well. I've gone through probably 5 rods, so please pray I don't break these. I don't want to have to come back and replace one of them. But I am going to take 3 because I switched a lot of lures out last trip, and I don't want to do that again. And other than that, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, so one last thing. You can't see it, but on the right side of my kayak, last time I had an anchor up here, I took that off. I'm not taking it. Last trip that we went on, it went out on me the first day, and man, I really didn't get to use it at all. So I'm gonna try to go light as possible this trip. So I'm not taking it. I'm gonna try it without an anchor and just see what happens. Maybe shooting myself in the butt, but I doubt it. I mean, like I said, it went out the first day last year when we went, so, and the wind was miserable. I really needed it, but you know, I figured try to go lighter this time, enjoy the float more so I'm not dragging as much. I'm going to try it without an anchor. Third trip, if I want it, we'll put it back on, so we'll see how it goes. Just wanted to update you on that there will be no anchor for me on this trip. Next one, we'll see. Who knows? What's up, guys? Eric with Hooked Off the Grid. I wanted to update y'all. We got back from the Devil's River. I guess it's been a week and a half, or no, a week actually. We just got back, and it's still fresh on my mind. So when I got out there, it was really cool. I had a couple people tell me why didn't I show them certain things. So I'm going to update you right now and let you know, number one, you don't really need an anchor. I didn't take an anchor this trip. Worked out just fine. If you want an anchor, it'll help you, but you don't need it. The second thing was they asked me how much water I take. Me personally, I do 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. So we were out there 4 days, 9 times 4,
36 water bottles. I didn't take that many. I took 20 is what I took. I rationed out my water a lot less. I just made sure to stay hydrated, but not to overhydrate and not to drink too much of it. So if you're doing, I mean, if you're like me, I took 20. So that I was out there 4 days, 3 nights. So hopefully that helps you out and kind of judge. You know how much water you drink. Another tip. So what we do is we ice down our coolers before we get out there, and I take a third cooler with just nothing but ice. I mean, it has nothing in it but ice. So we'll ice them down that night, let them sit overnight, cool down. The next morning, pour out all the water in your cooler, and then re-ice it up with that extra ice you brought. The second thing, if you're doing what I'm doing with the bags, go ahead and don't chill those waters that you're going to use. You'll probably use a total of 4 because I think it's 2 cups per bag if I'm not mistaken. So save yourself some freezer space or some ice chest space and just use 4, leave them in the hatch. They don't need to be iced down because you're going to boil it anyway. So save yourself that space in the cooler. Then for my lunches, me personally, what I did was I did PB&Js. I hope this helps you guys out because PB&Js, they don't have to stay cold. So I Ziploc bagged. We were out there 4 days, so 4 PB&Js and 4 bags of chips, and none of that has to stay cold. So every day for lunch, PB&Js for me. Then I have to stay cold. You just throw it in the hatch and let's go. The last thing, there was one other thing I need. Oh, so there was a girl that was out there, and she said, "Hey, there's females that are doing the devils now, or they've always done it." But she just said, "Hey, can you put this out there for us girls because they don't like carrying the wag bags around or being exposed." So what do we do? I've never shown it because it stinks and I don't like messing with it. But one contraption that you can make is it's PVC pipe with 2 caps that screw on. My brother-in-law told me about that trick. So if you guys don't want to put wag bags in a trash bag or have it just in your kayak, do the PVC idea with 2 caps. Throw all your wag bags in there and dispose of it at the end of the trip. I'm not touching it. I don't mess with it. I'm not even going to go get it. So that's the idea. And I guess that's it. I mean, that's the biggest update I can give you from the time we got back to now because, like I said, you don't need the anchor. If you need lunches, like I said, just do PB&Js or do something that doesn't have to stay in the ice chest. Also, what you want to do, so if you noticed, if you did watch my Devil's River trip, you'll notice the first half of the trip, I've got a cooler in front of me between my legs, and then I've got one behind me. The one in front of me has drinks, water, snacks. I mean, actually, there was mainly just drinks. There was no snacks. All my snacks could stay hot. But if you notice, the cooler behind me, I don't open it all. I don't touch it. I don't do anything till the second to last day because you want that ice to last and you want all your drinks and everything that you want cold to stay cold. So you want the cooler in front of you to have stuff that'll get you through the first 2 days. And that's what I do. So that way you're just getting in that cooler. And if your ice melts, it melts. You still got the one behind you. So again, guys, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate the love and support. I hope this video helps you, and I hope this update helps you. I used a tent. If you're wondering how that worked out, phenomenal. I'll never sleep in a tent again. I mean, I used a hammock. Sorry, a hammock. I will never sleep in a tent again if I can avoid it. The hammock, oh my gosh, makes your back feel like $1,000,000. It was like sleeping at home. But that's it, guys. Peace.